Good morning, everyone. It's Dr. Arlene Diamco, the multidimensional MD. Thank you so much for joining me. As always, my mission is to bring back the intuitive aspects of health in practical and tangible ways so that you can access greater and deeper healing and feel more joy, peace, and love in your everyday lives. Today, I'd like to talk about mirror neurons, coherence, and connection. And this has so much to do with our health and how we feel in the world. So I'm going to go through mirror neurons. I'm going to go through heart rate variability and coherence. And I'll go through how that actually helps you also access your intuition. And at the end, I'm going to go through a brief heart-centered meditation so that you can actually improve your coherence. So the first is mirror neurons and empathy. Mirror neurons are cells in the brain that fire or are activated in the same way when we see someone else perform an action, say they pick up an apple, as if we were performing that action ourselves. Mirror neurons also fire when we have an emotion. They fire the same way as if we have the emotion or if we see someone else having that same emotion. So it shows an empathic understanding of what someone else is going through. They were first identified by neuroscientist Giacomo Rizzolatti, MD, and his team at the University of Parma in the 1990s. They were studying the brain waves in macaque monkeys, and one of the researchers, this is what the story was, one of the researchers ate a peanut, and then the monkey's brain fired in the same way as if the monkey was eating the peanut. And so they identified these neurons in the brain and they called them mirror neurons. And in the decades that follow, there's been a lot of interest in mirror neurons. And according to Dr. Rizzolatti, he says that the neurons could help explain how and why we read other people's minds and feel empathy for them. And they found, like, as people are looking at mirror neurons, they find that people that are more highly sensitive actually have more firing of the mirror neurons. So that's like that resonance. So it's these feelers in the world too. Everybody has mirror neurons, but some people tend to have more firing of the mirror neurons. It's like they can feel more and pick up on more feelings of others as they move through the world. And I see a lot of people that are highly sensitive. The thing is that I feel the more you get to know your own emotions, the more you can relate to others. You can start to process what your mirror neurons are picking up on. And you can have like more resonance in terms of like connecting with other people to pick up on how they're feeling. So the more you're able to name how you are feeling, then the more you're able to connect with others. So say you have a particular emotion, sadness um, or even anger, and if you're able to identify how you feel, you can feel like what's going on in your body, what's going on in your brain, and if you're able to identify that, then you're better able to process what all this activity in your body and brain are what they mean. And then if you're able to identify it for yourself, then you can better identify it for other people as well. And it's not that you're going around telling people how they feel, but you have an empathic understanding of how you feel. And when you understand yourself and when you understand others, that creates a resonance, that creates a connection, and it helps us all get along better. So it's not just those mirror neurons. So it's not just happening in our brain. I mentioned that we have these sensations in our body as well, but we also have heart rate variability and coherence, and that helps in connection as well. So heart rate variability, this is studied by the Heart Math Institute, is this moment to moment variation in your heart rate. So sometimes it's a little faster, sometimes it's a little slower. And heart rate variability coherence is when that fluctuation in the heart rate is more rhythmic than scattered. So it will be more wave like this. That's more coherence versus like more jagged and random seeming patterns. We our resonance and our heart rate coherence has some relationship to the Earth's electromagnetic field, as well as solar activity and this Schumann's resonance of the Earth, which is the low frequency field of about 7.83 hertz in the Earth's atmosphere. All of those things affect our health. We are meant to be in resonance with nature. So if we practice things that help with our coherence, our heart rate variability coherence, then we are actually more resonant with nature. We're more resonant with each other, and we're able to live more harmoniously. That is so good for our health and well-being, as well as all of our relationships. So they've done studies on this, and if people practice things such as heart-centered meditation, that it increased the coherence of the heart rate variability, as well as the resonance with the Earth's electromagnetic field. So we are going to do in just a moment a coherence meditation. And this has so much to do with intuition and learning as well. We need our hearts and our minds to be aligned. And from the Heart Math Institute, they actually found that the heart can receive information faster than the brain. Heart's electromagnetic field is 5,000 times greater than that of the brain. And so it has access to this field of information, and in a way that is, it can pick up on information much faster than the brain. They had done these studies, and they were showing pictures, random pictures, and seeing how people responded to it. But what they found was that the person, they had meditated and achieved some sort of heart rate coherence beforehand. They were picking up on what the emotion that the picture was going to portray about 4.5 seconds faster than that of the brain. Even before the picture was shown on the screen, it's like their hearts were already starting to respond to it. So that is an intuitive response because they hadn't seen visually the picture yet. It's like their hearts knew what picture was going to be shown. I think that's really fascinating. So if you align your heart and brain, then you can have more conscious access to your intuition. So as you pick up on these feelings, and then your brain, your consciousness is aware of it, then you can use that feeling from your heart to have some sort of understanding. You can make sense of it consciously and use it as part of your conscious guidance. You can start to use those feelings from the heart as a compass. And this is a huge implications in learning, because you can again pick up on information much faster, and then you can kind of make sense of that information, and you can learn faster because you are able to process things even faster than if it was just your mind thinking about it. So aligning mind and heart, starting from the heart to the mind, is so important in our everyday health, in our connection, in our relationships. So I wanted to go through a brief coherence meditation, and you can just do this very simply by placing your hands on your heart. Where your hands are, then your awareness follows. So it helps your consciousness go to your heart center, this energetic heart center. And then you can imagine yourself in your favorite spot in nature. If you have a hard time visualizing things, then you could actually look at a beautiful picture of nature. And then you can start breathing with nature. This is a low, slow, and deep breath. So you can have a count to it that's regular, maybe 5 breaths in with a pause, and then 5 breaths out. So we'll pause here for a little bit to allow you to do that. Breathing in slowly and then out slowly. Keep going for a few more breaths. Good. And out. You can breathe into your belly and then back out. If you wanted, you could pick a loving word or mantra to breathe in. You could pick the word love or patience or kindness, and then breathe that in and feel that emanating from your heart center in all directions as you breathe gently and slowly. So we'll take a few breaths to do that. Breathing in love. Good. And you can do this as long as you'd like to. And the Heart Math Institute found that if you did it for about 15 minutes, then that really helped with your heart rate coherence. And as we talked about, this can help with your connection with yourself, your connection with other people, with other beings, and your connection with the earth. So you can continue even after this video and do that even for a few minutes. In the beginning, as you practice, it might take a little bit longer, but don't underestimate even a moment of spending time to do this and to bring your heart rate into coherence. So as you come out of this breathing meditation, then bring yourself back to your present surroundings and keep breathing into your heart center as you bring your awareness, your vision back to the room you're in. Keep breathing in. Notice what you're hearing, seeing, feeling. Feeling your body, sitting in the chair, or however you're standing or even lying down. Feeling that breath as you breathe in and out of your nose, and letting your awareness fill into your body and your surroundings, into this present moment, so that you can take this heart-centered feeling with you throughout your day. So thanks for joining me for this brief podcast of the Multidimensional MD. I'm Dr. Arlene Diamco. You can connect with me on Instagram at All Worlds Health, at Facebook, All Worlds Health and Pediatrics, or you can sign up for my e-love letters. I send them out every week on Wednesdays. And I'll see you next week at 11 a.m. Eastern Time on another episode of the Multidimensional MD. And if you haven't already, please like and subscribe. Thank you so much for the over 500 subscribers that we have now. If you have anything you want to leave in the comments, please feel free to do so. I'd be happy to get back to you. And my book will be coming out at the end of this year. I Am Intuitive, a multidimensional guide to access your inner light. So we'll talk more about intuition, using your body, mind, and spirit as a compass. So I hope that you'll sign up for the email list, and I'll let you know as soon as that is out. So lots of love to all of you. I believe in you, and I hope that you believe in you too. I'll see you next time. Have a beautiful rest of your week.